Okay, guys, more than 10 people are there in the other meeting. They are moving here slowly. Just please wait. Class will be started once all the 10 people move from other meeting to this meeting. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for a wake up early in weekend. Hi, Pravindra, are you there? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Pravindra, just please wait 5 more minutes because many people are by confusion joined in some other meeting ID.
Yeah, no.
They are coming here. Almost 15 people are there in some other meetings. I am moving everyone here.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Everyone, please wait because other people are many people are in some other meeting. Hello guys, please wait. It's a great confusion for many people. Just please wait, guys. We need to wait for another 5 minutes. Almost 15 people are there in some other meeting. We have to wait for some more time. Why by default all people did go to regular meeting ID, guys? I don't know. We have to wait for another 5 minutes. Sorry for confusion. I'm still having almost 15 people in some other meeting. They are coming here. This is due to last minute joining. I always request everyone to join at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time. It never happened so far. First day particularly. Second day onwards everyone come on time, but first day it's very difficult for the people to come here on time. Tomorrow onwards, please start joining the class before 15 minutes, guys. No, I will not wait till all people join in the class. First day is the exception. I request everyone to join at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time. Okay, just please wait. Yes, Mita, just please double check your email. I clearly mentioned email address, meeting ID, whatever. Yeah, now in 5 minutes time, almost all people will come back to here this meeting. Just please wait, guys. More than 10 people are there in the some other meeting. Okay, too much of confusion first day for many people. I don't know what went wrong in our case. Almost 30 people joining. So tomorrow onwards, first come basis, our maximum capacity is 50 people. We cannot run the meeting than 50 people. So another 15 people are there in other meeting. They are coming to this one. Just please wait. Thank you very much, guys, for joining here on time. I request you guys to join at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time. Class will be started in a few minutes. Okay, here some problem with audio, right? So sometimes you may experience audio issues. If that is the case, please dial to the conference. Please check your headset again. Okay, I request you guys to I request everyone to check your headset. If not able to do it, please dial to the conference number. Still 10 more people are waiting. We'll wait maximum 4 minutes. Oh, sorry, conference numbers are not, you are right, sorry guys, conference numbers, right, 1 second. 1 minute, conference numbers. Okay. I'm sorry, thank you very much, guys. Okay, just please wait. Start whether people moved from other meeting or not. Let us start in just 3 minutes. Meeting is started. You are in the meeting now, Prerna. Class will be started in a few seconds, few minutes. Okay, guys. So almost all people transferred from other meeting to this one. We have still 7 people are there in other meeting. Please check your headset in case if you are not able to hear me. Hi, Rama.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Hi, Murli.
Hello.
Hey, Samina. Okay, guys. So we are already running late. We cannot wait for other people to transfer. Let us get started. Okay, let me start again. Okay, this class is being recorded, guys. Okay, let me to introduce Pravindra to all of you guys, and I will hand over the session to Pravindra. This is a class for behavior-driven development, BDD. Behavior-driven development is one of the most popular area now companies are looking for. It could be manual behavior driven development is there, automated development is there. So whatever is good for your company, they will decide accordingly. You need to do the manual or automation testing. For this, we are using Gherkins to implement behavior driven development. Cucumber is one of the to implement behavior driven development, and Appium is another tool. So in this class, Pravindra is our trainer, and he will explain you all the details one by one. If you have any questions, technical or non-technical questions, Madhu is the point of contact. So if anyone has any questions, just please contact Madhu. Okay, so what you can contact me anytime from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, weekdays and weekends, anytime is fine. Okay, best mode of communication is email or phone or voice messages, or WhatsApp and text messages are not allowed. Just for if it is not urgent, no WhatsApp, no text messages. I will not reply, guys, unless it is urgent. Again, please note, I will not reply to your WhatsApp messages unless it is urgent. Okay, please send me email or call me if you need any kind of information. Why I cannot reply over WhatsApp? Assume that I am driving. If you send me message, I may read the message, but I cannot reply you, right? I may forget later. So what do you think that, hey, Madhu saw my message, but he didn't reply. This is the feeling what you really have. So I ask you guys to send me email. Email is the best mode of communication. And every day we have classes 9 a.m. Eastern time, 9 to 11 a.m., 2 hours per day. 2 hours per day we have the classes. On Saturday and Sunday, it runs for 5 weeks. In case, if any one of you guys are not able to hear me, please dial to the conference numbers. So, conference numbers are given here. Sometimes your internet may not work good. So, that's why I request you guys to dial to the conference number. You are right, Kavita. Only we have classes we have only on Saturday and Sunday only. Okay, if you face any problem to connect to the class or hearing, you please dial to this number for customer support. They will help you to get into the class. Okay, due to any reason, if you are disconnected from meeting, please use the same link to rejoin in the class. It is no need to get panic. You can rejoin in the class by same link. Okay, all of you guys, please note that if you know the in New York City, please click on worldtimezone.com to know the time. Reason is that many people are here from different parts of the world, East Coast, West Coast, Australia, UK, from multiple locations we have the people. So I request you to find out what is the time in New York City. Okay, here you can find the time. Whatever is there in New York City now, New York time is 9:13. Okay. We'll start the actual class in a few minutes, guys. Just I wanted to give you some kind of information for these rules and regulations. And I know that a couple of you guys are attending this meeting by using your cell phone. Cell phone is not a appropriate one. So I request you guys to connect by using laptop to your TV. You have 50 inches TV at home, right? So please connect to your smart TV from your laptop so that you can be able to see bigger screen. 1 second, let me to copy another one from another picture. Okay, so what happens even if you have the big a lot of noise background in your home, you can be able to attend the class happily if you are able to connect your laptop to a big TV in your home. This is my preferred mode of attending this class. Never use your cell phone because it's very difficult to go through the code on your computer. On your computer, it is important to go through the code. So I request you to connect to like this. And we also provide one-on-one training. This is a group class for many people here, right? So based on your requirement, any day we can start the class based on your preferred dates and timings. Your customized course we can deliver for even for one person. Okay. In general, this is a group class, right? Audio is running on one link. No, audio is still here. New audio is in right one, Manish. So these are all the other features of regular classes. This is for paid classes. These are all the features. This is not a paid one. Please note this is not a paid class. For paid classes, we will provide you frequent logical questions, lab setup help for practice on your computer. If you face any problem to install Java or Appium or Cucumber or your practice, we can be able to remotely log into your computer and fix the problems. Okay, so this is not available this feature is not available for this free classes because the trainer need to spend time for you. Okay, so these are not applicable. Resume preparation help, mock interviews, placement assistance, daily recorded videos, repetition of the course free of cost, program sharing, all available for paid classes. Okay, these are not, some of you guys have asked me, all the features are available? No. Only classes. If you are able to attend the class, then only you can ask all the questions in the class. All of your questions will be answered in the class. Okay, every day I will send you running notes and material for recorded videos. For this is again, part of the paid one. Recorded video programs, running notes, material, and installation documents also will get it. Yeah, no, recorded video is not part of this one. At the time of joining the class, please enter your name and email address while you join in the class. We also offer other classes like QA, mobile testing, Agile testing, Jira, SOAP for web services testing, Unix and SQL for beginners. These are all we will be teaching. Okay, how to do the practice, how to install the software, everything is well explained in the class. This class purpose is that to explain all of your queries in the class and give you understanding, basic understanding on this course. So all of you guys, you can ask any question in the class, but please don't drag. If you drag with so many questions, you need to set up one-on-one meeting. All basic information definitely will be given. We have very limited time and a lot of syllabus we need to cover. So what we'll be covering in this class? I will send this slide to all of you guys. This is a course for Appium with Java. This is we can use many languages to work on the Appium, but Appium Cucumber, but we will use Java only. So Java is the prerequisite. Please note, Java is the prerequisite for this class. If you want to learn Java, you can join in some other course, or you can call me separately about how to learn core Java concepts. I will give you a plan. Or alternatively, you can also learn core Java concepts in same classes, whatever we are offering at 11 o'clock. Today we have class at 11, right? So core Java concepts you can attend in that Java class. Behavior-driven development, test-driven development, behavior-driven development will be explained. Gherkins, what is meant by Gherkin, Cucumber, implementation of Cucumber, these kind of topics. And day 2, we will discuss about Appium introduction, benefits of Appium, setting up for Android phone. All of you need some phone, cell phone, mobile phone to do this practice, or iPhone. Any one of them or both of them are required to do the practice. And some emulators, how to locate locating elements. These are all part of the second day course. On third day, Appium desktop app, writing sample code, desired capabilities, all the stuff. For day 4, we'll discuss about page object model with Appium, Maven approach, TestNG, GitHub, Gherkins, strategies to handle web application, native app, and hybrid app, automate the different applications, how to set up Mac operating system for iOS, Appium, Eclipse, Xcode, locating elements, iOS, old and new approach, capabilities for iOS, and we also discuss about record and playback, write sample code for iOS simulators, how to do the clicks and keys, keyword-driven approach, data-driven approach, robot framework. Robot framework is one of the highly demanding skill. A lot of companies ask for a robot framework. Everybody, please concentrate on this robot framework also. We'll be teaching all the required stuff. So this is a highly technical stuff. So you may not be able to understand everything in one shot. First time you may think that, what Pravindra is explaining, I don't understand. I'm not able to understand whatever is being explained by Pravindra. This is what your first look, first information you may get like this. So this class is meant for people who would like to work as software development engineer in test. Is it your intended job? Then only please continue in this class. Otherwise, it's not a good one. Nowadays, a lot of skill sets are, a lot of keywords are required in our resume. Otherwise, no one will call you for interview, right? So if you are not able to learn all the core concepts, whatever is being explained now, your chances are less to get the interview call. I think you already did some market research, and you know the importance of all the different varieties of the tools to get the interview call, because companies are looking for ninja testers. They look for Java, QTP, Selenium, SoapUI, Appium, Cucumber, BDD, Gherkins. Like this, all require a lot of stuff is expected by the employers nowadays. Finally, you will be doing the manual testing. Majority companies ask you to do the manual testing finally. So please try to become a ninja tester. What is ninja tester? You should have everything, all the required, all the tools and technologies you have to learn. Then only it is possible to get the interview calls. Okay, you have the course. Every day we have the classes from Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is a 5 weeks class. You have to apply the 3-3R technique for effective utilization of the class. So what is that? Play the video for 5 minutes. You have to play the video for 5 minutes. Pause the video. Practice whatever is explained in the video. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So you have to do the repetition like this. Otherwise, it is not possible to get hold of the subject. However, first week, today and tomorrow, I will send you the recorded video. Only first week, only Saturday, Sunday, today and tomorrow, only recorded video and material will be given to you. From second week onwards, just think how to proceed. Here, question: is there any way to practice Appium? Yes, I will explain you. All concepts will be explained by Pravindra in the class about how to proceed, how to do the practice. Now, let me introduce Pravindra to all of you guys and hand over the session to Pravindra. Okay, Pravindra has excellent experience in software manual testing and automation testing. He is a project management professional. He did computer science BTech from Uttar Pradesh Technological University and master's degree in technology in computer science from UP Technological University. I will send the running notes every day. I think one of you guys have mic on. Please mute your mic, guys. Everyone, please mute your mic. So we are almost reached maximum capacity. 2 more people only will be joined in the class. Maximum capacity of the meeting is 50 people. He has done a lot of certifications. He is a project management professional from Project Management Institute. He is a core Java certified person from NIT. You know that Java plays a major role in this training. You should have Java understanding. So if you are not aware of Java, as I said, please join in Selenium classes for core Java concepts. Okay, in Selenium classes we are teaching core Java. In this class, because we clubbed with the Cucumber and Appium, BDD concepts, core Java is not part of this course. He is a certified software test engineer from Quality Assurance Institute, and he was trained on various QA activities also. He has more than 7 years of software testing experience. He worked in different domains like healthcare, banking, e-learning, human resources, telecom, insurance, digital security. Okay, he conducted, he played multiple roles as automation architect, lead, test architect, automation tester, and QA specialist. Okay, this is and he has conducted more than 10 batches for 100 individuals and corporates on QA, Selenium, Appium, SQL, Java, Python, and Robot Framework. As I said, Robot Framework is in very good demand. If anyone in the future at our workplace you need a support, Pravindra can provide you the support. Okay, this is on one-on-one basis. Okay, this is about Pravindra. Any questions, guys? Okay, thank you, HK. So I will hand over the session to Pravindra now. If you have any questions, please contact me. As I said, today and tomorrow I will send you running notes, material, and recorded video, whatever is required. From tomorrow, next week onwards, if you need videos and anything, just please contact me to make a plan. Any questions? Okay, no questions. Thank you very much, everyone. Pravindra, could you please take over the session?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, Pravindra.
Thanks, Madhu. Are you all able to see my screen right now? Here, Pravindra. So I'll guide you like for BDD, Cucumber, and Appium and robot framework as well. So you guys already seen the content device. So I will cover one by one. So if we have some more time, so we can spend practice all the things. Thank you guys. Hello all. So all of you are able to see my screen. Okay, thank you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, basically today I have a little cold and cough, so might be my volume is low, but I mean you can increase your device volume so you can hear me better. Okay guys.
Everyone, please mute your mics. Pravindra, could you mute all the people mics? There is a mute option for all the people.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Pravindra.
Okay, so everyone is on mute right now. So now we can start. So this is first day. I can start with BDD with Cucumber framework. So basically we can discuss what is BDD and why we need Cucumber and what will be the content. So this is our agenda for today. First topic is behavior driven development, and then I'll cover what is Cucumber, why we need Cucumber here. Then I'll talk to feature file, then Gherkins framework integration, how can we create the Cucumber with the framework integration, and then Cucumber reports. Cucumber supports different reports, so I'll show you one by one. So first we talk about behavior driven development. So basically, what is behavior driven development? So previously we have seen TDD approach. TDD is test data driven development. So in that case, we have used TestNG or JUnit. So you might have heard about that TestNG or JUnit. So in TestNG and JUnit, basically we create a test cases using at the rate test annotation. So once you all know the Java, so if using Java and TestNG, we create the test cases using TestNG. So in TestNG, I think one of you had a mouse. I mean mute. Can you please mute, Priyanka?
Okay.
Guys, please mute your mic. I mean it's a disturbance for the audience. So I was talking about the TestNG. So TestNG basically used to create a TDD approach, that is test data driven approach. So in their approach, we can create the test cases using Java methods. So in Java methods, we or I can show you that TestNG approach. Also, I recommend you to use the latest version of Eclipse. So that is Eclipse Oxygen, so that you might not face any kind of issues to download jar files or any kind of software that is integrated with the Eclipse. So I recommend you all of you, to use the latest version of Eclipse. So suppose I am showing you this test ng approach. So if I want to create a test case using a test ng, so I'm using annotations before suit, after suit, and at the rate test annotation to create our test cases. So before suit basically run once only when we are executing our test case. So it will only runs once, and then our all test cases will run, and after that after suit will execute. So in before suit, basically we are creating a driver. So you might people already learn the scenario.
Yeah, because the charging was charging.
Hey Praveen, are you showing any slides?
Yeah, but I can watch it only at 9, 3, 4.
Pardon, who is talking? Guys, please mute your mic, and you can type your questions on the chat room.
I am looking. Oh, I found the shark with legs. Okay. It's it.
Guys, who is talking? Please mute your microphone. I'm trying to mute everyone. Okay, so now everyone is on mute. Okay, so guys, I was talking about test ng approach. So in test ng approach, someone is asking. Okay, so in test ng approach, we are using before test and after suit to create our driver and to quit our driver and in the after suit. So in test ng approach, we can create before suit once and after suit at the end. So in between that, we can call test cases. So it is basically very higher technical side to understand the coding. So if you are talking with some business analyst or some higher management person, so he might not able to understand the code. So suppose someone don't understand the Java, so and you are technical person and someone on the higher management side is not able to understand the Java is not non-technical side. So you can't give that your code to that person. So that person is basically dependent on yourself. So he can only see only guide you. So please execute the test case and give me the result. So this is not a good scenario. So good scenario is that every person which is involved in testing scenario must understand the concept, which test case is going to be executed and what would be the result, and in between what is going on with the coding is not really matters. It matters only for the tester who is basically going to code that. It's not basically like useful for the business analyst or some higher management side. So the approach will be used by for the behavior driven. Previously we have used a test driven development TDD approach. So now we move to behavior driven approach. So in behavior driven approach, idea about how software development should be managed by both business interest and technical insights. So
Hey
you were
Praveen,
yeah, who is this?
hey Praveen, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, are you showing any slide because I can only see trainer introduction?
Let me check. Now is it better?
No, it is same thing. I don't know. Probably it's showing your name and your your education. I don't know if I'm the only one.
Yeah, please try reconnect. I mean, everyone is showing. I mean, this is behavior driven development slide I'm on currently. Thanks everyone.
Yes, I'm able to see the behavior-driven development slide.
Yeah, thanks. So idea of basically to manage the things by business interest and technical insights. So how a non-technical person can understand the test cases. So it should be written in some general language, some language that is natural. So natural language for a person could be English, French or Spanish, any kind of language that is native to that person. But our code might not be able to understand that language. So idea of basically to connect that natural language to the code, that is coding programming language and the natural language. So behavior is basically comes from that feature file. I'll show you what is feature file. So I've shown you here the test ng approach, these test cases. Now I will show you the cucumber approach. This is our feature file. So in feature file you can see first I am defining the feature. Search on Google. As an user I want to search on Google so that I can see the results. This is just a feature. So in the feature there might be different kind of scenarios. So similar cases, like we have created a higher level use case, and that use case can have multiple test cases. So similar thing is here. The one feature can have different scenarios. If you are talking about the search feature, or you can see the login feature, that feature can have multiple scenarios. Like if I can talk about a login feature, then login feature can contain valid login, invalid login, and login with multiple usernames, a combination of username and passwords. So that kind of scenarios can cover within one feature file. So here suppose I am creating one feature file with one scenario only. So you can see this is plain English. Just I am using a plain English. Given the page is open google.com, when I search for cucumber, then a browser title should contain cucumber. So this is just a plain English. So everyone, if I am going to share this feature file to non-technical person, he can understand that this scenario would be covered by our test cases. So at the end we can also share the results, that these are the results for the current sprint. You might all people understand the sprint as well, or do I need to explain that?
We know what a sprint is.
Okay. Now guys, you're saying the text is low. Okay, I need to change the text. So now are you able to see the text better? Sure. Okay. So this is a feature file I'm showing you. So this is plain English. So I can share this feature file to any business analyst. So business analyst can understand that these are the test cases which is going to be executed on each and every sprint, so that we can ensure that our sprint is good, and we can also divide this test cases into smoke and regression. And how can we do that? I'll show you when I implement the code. So once we need to firstly we need to understand the feature file. So so you can see this feature file. You can tell this feature file as a behavior. So this is behavior of a search feature. So that's why its name is behavior driven development. That's the only reason. So someone is asking that for each step we need to create feature file. So this is or you can say reverse order. For each feature file we need to create a step. Firstly we need to define the order is, firstly we need to define the feature file, then a corresponding feature file should be defined a step definition, and then step definition would be consisting of the code, the Java code, and that will be executed based on the feature file. So if some step definition is common to all of the feature file, then we can create a common file that is accessible to all of the feature file. I'll explain you when I uh, go to the implementation, but right now I'm just giving you the concept of Cucumber. So now the question comes in, what is Cucumber? So I have shown you the feature file. So that is basically told is behavior driven development. So to implement behavior driven development, you can use a tool, or you can say is API, or any kind of jar file that is supported by this behavior driven development, that can understand what is given when then. So for that, for Java language, there is a Cucumber tool which we can use to automate the functionality using given when then feature file. But if you talk about other languages, like if I talk about for Python, so there are other tools. Cucumber is not supported by the Python. So for Python, we can use behave. There is a behave tool. We can use behave in Python. But if I talk about JVM Java, we should use Cucumber. So you can see the first point, Cucumber itself written in Ruby, but supports other languages as well, like Java, Scala, C Sharp, and many more. So before the latest version is 2.10 for Cucumber. So before the latest version, Cucumber supports all of the other languages like Java, Scala, C Sharp. But right now, Cucumber can only support Java. So Cucumber basically use features with scenarios that I've shown you for the Google, and steps using Gherkin. So what is Gherkin? So that question comes in mind. So Gherkin basically a syntax. The syntax name is Gherkin. Syntax means you are using given, when, then, scenario, feature. That kind of syntax is called Gherkin syntax. And then the last point, this feature is shared with all Amigo involved in development, developers, testers, business analysts, and product owners. So I've already told you that when you are talking about technical person, non-technical person, so everyone can understand the plain English. So this feature file can be developed in other language as well, like Spanish or French. You can use other language, other natural language, but to use that kind of language, you need to use different kind of jar files in terms of implementation. But the concept will remain same. So that is basically easy to understand the larger audience basically. So in previous approach we were using TDD, task driven development approach. So that remains for the less audience, only for the tester or the developer that can understand the coding, Java coding, but is that not for the non-technical persons. But when you are using feature file, it's a plain English, and it will be able to understand by the all larger audience. So this is the benefit of Cucumber. So now the what is Gherkin? Gherkin is a language that Cucumber understands. So I've told you that to implement the feature file, we need to use some tool in Java. So in Java, Cucumber understand the Gherkin syntax. So that's why we are using Cucumber. If we are using Python, then we need to use Behave. There's Behave tool. And the second point is Gherkin serves two purposes: documentation and automated tests. So we can use Gherkin integration with Jira as well. So you might have people heard about Jira tool. Jira tool is basically used for project management and bug defect tracking tool. So in Jira, basically the cycle comes in from the product owner. So product owner wants to implement some product from using sprint, using agile methodology. So in that what product owner do? Product owner create some kind of stories, some kind of requirements for the current sprint, and told the people that please implement that and give that thing to developers. So in the starting point, product owner creates a stories using given when then syntax, that is Gherkin syntax. So when you're talking about Jira, every story is created by the given when then syntax. So that given when then syntax would be developed by developers. So now after the sprint, I have the product ready to be tested. So our tester, as a tester, we need to test the functionality. So we don't need to bother about the code. I mean, the language which is written in the Jira stories. We can directly go through given when then syntax and create our test case, create our automation test case, and run that, execute that. So it would be better to implement that feature file, because we don't need to create our test case based on the requirements or based on the other kind of stuffs. We just directly copy that story and create our test case. So because our test case is now feature file, previous approach our test cases was Java methods. Now our test cases is basically a feature file. So that feature file is basically provided by the product owner already. So you just need to copy the feature file and create our test case. I'll show you how it will work. Right now I'm just giving you some concepts. So Javanti is asking that user stories will be in Gherkins. Yes, so user stories will be in Gherkins. So all the requirements are created in the Gherkin syntax. So it will be useful for larger audience, as either it is developer, either it is tester, it is a business analyst, or it is product owner. Everyone is using the common syntax. So this is I am showing you the feature file. I've already shown you. So here you can use syntax, scenario, given, when, then. So given contains the prerequisites. So if you have some prerequisites to start your test case, to execute your test case, you have some prerequisite. So that prerequisite should be given in the given syntax, given tag. And then you comes in when. When is basically a action. When you're performing some action on the application, on the current scenario. So that is comes in the when. And then contains the result. So we are verifying the result using then. So now my test case is completed because we have already verified the result. The okay, query comes in, like always you have to give the URL. No, it's just a small sample that I've shown you. Given the page is open, you can create a single scenario with multiple when then. You can only given only once, and then you can multiple when then scenarios in a single scenario. or you can also parameterize this URL as a string URL. If you have already learned the Java, as this is a prerequisite for this class, you all know the Java. So you can create a variable string URL. A URL equals to google.com. So you can call that that user, you can say URL string, to this feature file as well. Okay, Archa is asking that user stories are nothing but requirements, right? Yes, user stories are basically requirements. So now I can tell you the framework integration with Java. So here I am using a Maven approach. Why I am considering the Maven approach? Because Maven approach is using pom.xml file. Pom.xml file basically to integrate the different kind of concepts with our project. If you're creating a project using Maven in our Eclipse, so that project basically can be integrated with different kinds of tools. If you want to integrate with Jenkins, Jenkins is basically a CI tool, continuous integration tool, that is basically implemented to run your code at any point of time. So that is basically a server. So you can host your code to github.com or any kind of GitHub, and then Jenkins can pull that code from GitHub and then run at any point of time. So that kind of 24/7 implementation can be integrated with the Jenkins. So to integrate your project very easily, you must use the pom.xml file, that is Maven approach. Someone is asking that who provide the feature file. So feature file is basically provided by the product owner. In previous approaches, the if product owner just write the user story in a plain English but not the Gherkin syntax. So we tester need to implement a feature file based on that requirement. We have to create that. But in nowadays practice must be followed that everyone understand the Gherkin syntax. So the product owner create a feature file, that is requirement. So we just need to copy that feature file and create our test case. Okay, so now write test case with step definition, separate packages. I'll tell you why it will work, why we need to create a separate packages, and then run feature file to execute a test case. These are Cucumber reports. Cucumber can results in several different formats. We can use pretty with the different colors and static statuses and for arrows. And for HTML, we can generate HTML file. That is basically report file we can create after running the test case. So we can share that report file to our team members that this is the report and our tests are executed. These are the failed test cases, these are the past test cases. We can use that report file to share that over the email. So this is my slide. So I'll give you the practical approach now. So now I move to cucumber.io. Cucumber.io basically official site for Cucumber. Manish is asking that we'll do practical. Yes, we will do practical once we learn all the concepts, because these are the you can say these are all the connected by each other. If you don't understand the concept, then it will not be helpful when you are creating a code. So to create a code, firstly we need to understand what is Cucumber and what is BDD and what is feature file approach. So why I'm showing you this cucumber.io site, because everyone if you are using Appium, if you're going to I'm going to tell you what is Appium and everything, but for just for reference, Appium basically a tool for the mobile automation. So every time a new build comes for the Android, like previously we were using approach Android 4.4, then Android 5, then Android 6, 7, 8. So every time Android is implementing something different, some different kind of framework. So to get updated, we need to implement new logic based on our previous concept. So you can't every time get the training from a trainer. So you need to do that by yourself. So to do that by yourself, you need to log into that site. the official site. So official site will tell you what kind of differentials in the new build, and you can implement that concepts in your current requirements. You can create test cases based on the latest official releases. So you need to log in, you need to launch that site, official site, to understand the latest concept. So that's why I'm showing you the latest concept for Cucumber IO. Okay, someone is asking that I have Eclipse Mars 4.5.2 with all the programs. Can I use the same for Cucumber? If it is working fine, then you can use. But if someone wants to download a version for Eclipse, what version will be the best? So please use the latest version, because latest version has all kind of features. Okay, so you can see this. Cucumber JVM is a Cucumber implementation for most popular JVM languages. Why is saying JVM? Because it's a Java virtual machine implementation. So you can see here, current Cucumber JVM currently supports Java. There are also implementation for the following JVM languages, but as of now, the current version, as I already told you, the latest version has all, they are unsupported. These languages are unsupported now. Only Java is supported. Guys, you are asking about the Eclipse version. So you can use any Eclipse version or any kind of IDE. But if you have like, if you are new for on any IDE, so you need to install Eclipse. Eclipse is better in readable purpose, and better shortcuts to create your code. So that's why I'm preferring Eclipse. I have worked on Eclipse, NetBeans IDE, IntelliJ. So Eclipse is the best thing for the testing purpose. If you are a tester, you need to create an automation code. So Eclipse is better to create that thing. So you can download the Eclipse Oxygen. That is the latest version. So always gets updated. Otherwise, your code might not be work in someday, because support guys will not be helpful for the older version. So for the installation of a Cucumber, you can download it from Maven repo. There is no setup program. You can see this one. This is very important thing. There is no setup for Cucumber JVM. Just jar files only. So these are dependencies that we need to define. Running Cucumber, we can run the Cucumber by JUnit runner, CLI runner. There are different kind of runners. We will learn JUnit runner. Someone is asking, the feature file data can be used for Cucumber automation testing. Yes. So feature file basically can be used for automation testing using Cucumber, but we need to implement that feature file. I'll tell you once I go to the implementation, I'll tell you how you can implement your feature file. Feature file is just a plain English language. You can understand the feature. You can understand the test case basically. What is test case is written inside the feature file with the scenario. But as a testing engineer, you need to develop that code that will be executed once you run your feature file. Someone is asking that, is JUnit for developer? JUnit is basically a unit testing framework. J for Java and Unit is for unit testing framework. So in previous approaches, developer was doing the unit testing for that code that they have developed. They are doing the unit testing. So the same approach is comes for the testing as well. So we can create our test cases and use JUnit as a running framework. So your answer is that JUnit is not only for the developer, but the developer can use JUnit and tester can also use JUnit. JUnit is just a framework, that is unit testing framework with the Java. So now I'll move to the implementation part. Okay. One more thing I also want to tell you, that if you are like working on Windows machine, that is possible to execute your Android automation only. It's not possible to automate iOS device using Windows machine. So if you want to automate your iOS application, so your iPhone device, any application over the iPhone, you have to use the Mac machine. But in the Mac machine, you can automate Android as well as iOS. Both devices can be automated using Mac machine. So if you're planning to buy a machine or use a machine, so your prior concern should be Mac machine. Because I don't want you to set up each and everything again and again. That's why I'm telling you. But if you want to practice the things, you can use Windows machine only. So first thing that we need to write is feature file. So you can write the feature as a is in plain English language, and then we're writing the scenario. First, you can write any English plain language here, and then given, when, and then. So when I run this feature file, so my test case is completed. In JUnit, you can see the result. But how this should be run? Because I have not implemented any code here. But this feature file is connected with the step definition. I'll show you where it is. In this folder, in this package, you can see the search scenario. This is search scenario. So here I'm writing before and after. This is looking very similar to TestNG approach. TestNG or JUnit approach. Yes. So we are using JUnit here. This is at the rate before setup. Here I am. You might have already learned the Selenium. So I'm just setting up the driver and then create a driver using Chrome driver. Someone is asking that how can we download JUnit? So you don't need to download the JUnit. It is basically a jar file. I'll show you one thing as well. Firstly, I need to create a Maven project. Once I go to here, new, and then other, here you can search Maven. So in Maven project, you can create it. Once you create a Maven project, pom.xml file will be opened. This one. When you open it, go to pom.xml, this one, and here you can see the all kind of dependencies. So this dependency tag basically is empty when you are creating a new Maven project. So you need to go to the Maven org site. I will show you how you can do. If you want to use JUnit, you are just type JUnit jar Maven dependency and click on it, and here you can see the dependency. So you can copy this dependency and paste it here. So this is Maven approach. So Maven is basically when you are pasting this dependency and save this pom.xml. So your pom.xml file basically have the schema location here, maven.org site. So it will automatically fetch that jar file from the maven site and put it here in the maven dependency folder. Here, this one. I don't need to download any jar file from online and build in our project. We can just define the dependency here. It will automatically download the jar file and build with our project. Maven approach is basically helpful when we are upgrading the version. When I'm changing this to 4.11, it will remove this 4.10 and download the 4.11 from maven.org site and then paste that 4.11 jar file here and then build our project with this jar file. So this all stuff will be automatically done by the maven dependencies. So that's why we are using maven approach. After that, this is dependency of Cucumber JUnit. So when you are going through this Cucumber IO site, you can find the dependencies here. This one for Java, this is Cucumber Java dependency. Or if you are running JUnit, this is Cucumber JUnit dependency. So I am using this dependency here. You can see this one, Cucumber JUnit dependency. I'll show you. When I write Cucumber JUnit here, it will download 102 version and paste it here in the Maven dependency folder and build our project with this jar file. Or we need to also download this dependency JUnit. I have already shown you this one. So all the dependency basically, when you if someone wants to learn that how I write all the dependencies here, these are 4 to 5 dependencies I'm writing here. So these dependency comes in when you are reading this doc step by step. When you are reading this doc step by step, you can learn which dependency you should include in your project based on your requirement. So I'll show you JUnit, and this JUnit Cucumber JUnit I'm using to use Cucumber with the JUnit. This is to create a HTML report. I'll show you how you can create a HTML report using Cucumber as well. This is to use Cucumber with JVM, and this is to use Selenium jar files. So if you are going to use Appium, so for Appium there is a appium.io site, so you can see which dependency you should use in your project. So that dependency code you should paste it here, and then that jar file will be automatically downloaded in your Maven dependency folder. So that thing you will learn by the official sites. We don't need to learn these dependencies. We can just go to the official site and paste that dependency code here. So after pom.xml file, second thing we need to create a feature file. We have to write feature with a scenario, and this feature file will be implemented by the step definition. So I'll show you how this will work. at the rate, we are using at the rate before, and here we are defining the dependency using the this one, Chrome driver, and create a driver. So this will open your Chrome browser, and at the end we are using at the rate after. So at the rate after, basically we are using to quit the driver. To quit the driver, we are using driver.quit. And now the main thing, we are using given, when, then, approach. So these tags are comes from the Cucumber annotation en. We were using that Cucumber jar file, Cucumber Java jar file. So that dependency comes from that jar file. So you can see this given, the page is open google.com. So this regular expression should be created here. This is a plain English language, but in our code, this should be written as a regular expression. So to write the regular expression, we need to use cap and then dollar at the end. So in between this cap and dollar, the you can write your English language. So this could be the containing string or the exact string, and this should be matched with the feature file. So when I'm executing this feature file, so the given tag and the complete you can say regular expression would be matched with the scenario file. So it will identify given, where it is given is one here, and it identify the regular expression, complete regular expression, and this is we are using as a variable. This is our variable file, variable value, and I'm storing this variable into string page. So this can be used as a string to open the URL. So I'm using driver.get. You all people have the understanding of Selenium, so you can understand that driver.get will basically open the browser. So I'm using is here page is open. So I'm opening the page. So you can consider the when you are executing a page is open, it will automatically open the page because I'm using driver.get here. And then then the comes in on the when I search for Cucumber. So it will search for the when is implemented here. I search for, and this is also a variable. You can see here the same thing we have copied from above, same thing, and it considered as a variable. So here I'm using a variable string search, and this basically search variable will be used in the send keys to send keys as a search variable, and then submit. So it will search our key and then result it out, and we can assert the result using then. This is then. We have to implement this then. The same approach we are following, and after we are getting the title and contains should be text that we have given here Cucumber, because we have searched the Cucumber, and at the end we quit the driver. Yes, we are going to open the google.com because we have given the URL here. So when I'm running this feature file, it will not going to helpful. Why? It will execute our test case, but we have to create some report file. We have to modify some kind of structure. So to modify that running file, we need to create a test. Parallel to this scenario, we need to create a test. This is our test. So you need to understand this is as a test runner file. This is called test runner file. This starting with the @run with cucumber.class. Everything should be written as a which is as a syntax. This is all common syntax when we are using Cucumber. This is written on the. I am not writing anything. Some people are asking that can you start from the fresh. I'm not starting with the fresh. Why? Because these all things are written from cucumber.io site. I will show you. This is a cucumber.io site. You can see this one. I'm just copying this one and paste it here. You can see this one. Everything is same because this is a syntax. I can't change anything here. This is similar to Java syntax. I can't modify this one, but I can use according to my requirement. So here I'm giving format. In which format I want my report. I want my report in HTML format. Where it should this report should be generated. I'm giving target cucumber, and then I'm giving JSON file. I want this report in two formats. One is HTML and another is JSON file. HTML is readable by human, and JSON is basically to create a data file that can be integrated with the Jenkins. So if you are going to integrate it with the Jenkins, Jenkins might use the JSON file to create a different kind of structures. So you can create different kinds of reports as well on the Jenkins. So Jenkins cannot understand the HTML format, but can understand the JSON file or the XML file. So you can just pass the JSON file to the Jenkins and it will show the report file. So that's why people might use the JSON file format, but for a human readable format, we can use HTML. So to generate the good report, we can use this runner file. So I can run this runner file from here as a JUnit test. So it's opening the browser, searching the cucumber, and that contains with the title. So it's run. Now I go to our project, and then I can refresh it using F5. When I refresh it, I have given the target cucumber. So the file will be generated, report file will be generated in the target cucumber. So here is the target. This is cucumber, and this is index.html file. So this is our HTML file. This is scenario. This is similar to our feature file, but it is with the color coding. Everything is same. You guys can see everything is same here, but these are colored because the main test case is here. This is given when given is pass, so it's green. When is pass, then it's green. Then a browser title is green. If I can change it, suppose I'm changing it to contains my name because it will not contain, so it should be fail. When I again run it, so you can see this is failed. It shows assertion failed. So now we need to move the HTML file. I can refresh it again using F5 and then open the this is not refreshed. I need to refresh it. Guys, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. So when I run the scenario with different files with different values, so it will show me the result. Then it is not going to happen the exact one. So when I am running it, it's showing me the assertion error. When I check it, assertion will be happened at which point. It says browser title should contain cucumber. It failed on this one at this line. When I click on it, it's showing is the it is failed. So we can check that why it's failing. Someone is asking that how we connected Google search test Java with Google search scenario. Okay, so this is Google search test. So you are asking why how this is connected. Basically, I have used this test file inside the same package. I'm using this test with the scenario inside the same package. So it can understand, this test can understand that this should be executed with the feature file with this scenario. If you are using a different package, suppose if you are using a different package, then you should use the glue. There is also glue. I'll show you in the here in the cucumber definition. I'll show you how you can use glue. So you can see this one is glue. So glue, basically you can define the package, which package has the step definitions. Suppose I am running some feature. This is feature equals to feature file, and glue is the step definition. So you can see my this can contain the feature as well and the definition as well. So I can give the feature file, this feature file, and with the glue tag I can give the step definition file, scenario file. Here I have not specified anything because I'm using the same package which contains our scenario, and that scenario can be you can using this feature file. So that's why I have not mentioned. So that's why it's understandable by the code. But if you want to specify, you can use feature with the feature file name and the glue with the definition package. Yeah, so you are asking that can we have one feature file in a package? Yes. So if you want to follow this same structure, you can create another package. From here, new package, you can create another package with one scenario and one test file, and you can create multiple packages as well. So it is easy to understand by the cucumber. But if you are using one package for different scenarios, and if scenario can have a different same kind of definition, suppose you are using a definition user is logged in, and you are using the same definition again and again in different step definition file but in the same package. So if you are running the code, it will throw the exception that you have duplicate step definition. It will definitely throw the exception that it will have duplicate definition. So you need to remove the same kind of definition from your code, so it will be confusing for the cucumber to run the exact step definition. So to better to have different packages with one scenario and one test file. Okay. Someone is asking that test the Java file run against many feature file. Yes, you can run many feature file using one test file. You can use. So like this one, I'm using a format here, format code with multiple values. Pretty value. I'm creating HTML as well. I'm creating JUnit XML. Previously, I was using JSON file. So I've created multiple report files in one format. So similarly, you can use here feature and then the same braces, and here you can define the feature file name with the comma. So when you are running this test, it will automatically run the feature file one by one. Okay, so there is a questions. Lots of questions are there. Is feature file part of package? Can you have multiple feature files? Yes, we can have multiple feature files here. Here you can create right click and you can create a file, and you can give the file any name and then feature. So here you can write your feature file. Basically, when you are creating a structure of Cucumber behavior driven, so Cucumber structure is basically very tidy. So if anything is missing, it will fail. When you are executing or task, it will definitely will fail. So setup is basically a time consuming. When you are setting up your Cucumber approach, it is time consuming in prior. Once you have created your basic framework, then it will be easier, because after creating a basic framework you just need to copy a feature file and then change the requirement, and then again copy the step definition file, and then change the according to the feature file, the new feature file, and then create a test runner file to run that. That's it. But uh, at the prior, when you are creating a framework using Cucumber approach, it will be basically very tidy, time consuming, only at once. But after implementation, it would be easier to develop. So if you are using a Chrome driver, I was telling about scenario. If you are using a before tag, just use the Chrome driver here. Chrome driver I'm using here for Mac. If you are using for the, I'll share this code, this complete structure, so you can use that structure and practice that at your end. I'll share it after the class. So just for your information, if you are using the Windows, so you can change this driver to exe file, chrome.driver exe, and download this driver from the Selenium HQ website. And then it will be same, that is on the code, everything is same. one thing I also want you to know, that if you're creating a multiple feature files, multiple test cases, so you can also group the test cases a similar way that we have developed in test ng approach. In test ng approach, we have used a grouping concept. Depends on group and depends on method. That thing we have copied in the test ng approach. There is also a way to do that kind of grouping in test ng, sorry, in cucumber. In cucumber approach, it is also possible to group that. So to group that, we can use a tagging approach. Tagging, how can we tag that? Okay, someone is asking that can cucumber be used for testing desktop application? No, cucumber cannot be used for desktop applications. It is not a tool. Basically, it is just a running framework. How you are developing your framework, it is based on that. So it can, I mean, it can run the desktop application if you are using a auto hotkey. If you are using auto hotkey with the cucumber implementation, then it is possible. But if you are using a Selenium, it is not possible. Cucumber is just a running framework, a running test execution framework. It's just a different from the implementation. It's not kind of any automation tool. It's a framework. It's not an automation tool. Okay, someone is asking for the documentation. Documentation, for documentation purpose, you can use cucumber.io. So suppose I want to group this feature with some tag. Suppose there are lots of feature, so I can tag it. Suppose I am tagging it with smoke. Suppose there are lots of feature and I'm tagging 2 or 3 of them from smoke test, because that comes in under smoke test cases, and other might comes under regression test cases. So I'm grouping that, and I want to run only the smoke test cases as of now. So I can change the tag to our test runner file. So here is the tags, basically tags approach, and here I can define my tag. So I have defined the tag. You can define the multiple tags as well. When I'm running this one, so the test case will run which contains the smoke. This is smoke. This will only run that tag. So you can see when I change this one to the regression and I run the smoke tag. You must need to remember, when you are tagging this, you need to use at the rate, because this is the same thing I'm using here. So same tag which you are using here must be declared here. Otherwise it will not be run. So I have changed the regression, and there is no test case which is containing at the rate smoke. So when I run this, you can see it throws the error. None of the feature at given feature file has the tag match the criteria. So it throws the exception that current feature file don't have the filter at the rate smoke. So this is a tagging approach. If you are having multiple feature files, multiple scenarios, you can also use the same approach. You can use the same approach, tagging approach with the scenario as well. You don't want to tag feature file, you want to tag the scenario, separate scenarios. So you can tag separate scenario as well. Okay, so someone asking Maven. Okay, so once I finish this, I'll explain that also. Maven approach again. So it will take 5 to 10 minutes also. So then I will explain Maven approach as well. Okay, so let me write the questions. So it's easy for me to explain each and everything. Maven approach. Variables in the code. Yeah, so next questions in variable in the code. I'll show you one more thing. Like here, when we are using a variable in our code, so we are using this regular expression. This is basically a regular expression. So you don't need to learn the thing. You can just copy paste this one. This one is just a copy paste because this is a regular expression. This read the string which comes after open. After open there is a string till the end because it's a dollar sign which represents a end. So this is the string which is comes from here, this feature file. So this complete string is basically will be stored in this page variable, and this page variable will be used to open the URL. A similar approach we are following here. The text which is coming after search for, here is a text. So this text basically we are storing in a search variable. So here is a text is cucumber. We are storing that cucumber inside this search. This search we are using to send key to the our browser, to our google.com. Sure, thanks. Okay, someone is asking what this mean. This mean is starting of the string. Cap, I'm telling you this one is cap. This one is cap is basically showing you starting of the cap, starting of the string. So this is basically comes under regular expression. If you want to understand the exact meaning of regular expression, you can go to the Google. I'll show you regular expression. So you can see the structure. Question marks for indicate one occurrence, zero occurrence, star for the more occurrence, plus for one or more occurrence, and this braces for preceding item. The different kinds of annotations that would be used to create a string. Suppose if I am using this, I'll show you PRA VN GRA. This is my name. So this is a simple string. If I want to convert it in the regular expression, I'm using some PRAVENTR. After the string, I don't know the exact name, so I can use a single question mark. So question mark can be replaced by any string later and later point of time. Sorry. So this can be replaced by any string at later point of time. So this is a regular expression. So suppose I don't know any character after this PRA, so I can use star. So I'm using star. This means it can contain PRA as well and the values which is coming after PRA as well. Both things are coming. So this is called regular expression. So the regular expression can be understandable by programming languages. So that's why we are using the regular expression approach in Cucumber. So this cap is basically for the starting of the string, and this dollar is for the ending of the string. This double quote means is double quote this one, and at the rate this one at the end double quotes. This is for the end double quote, and in between this one, this is for the complete string which is coming inside this double quotes. The similar approach we are using here. This is nothing but a regular expression. For the integer, you need to use double D, double slash and D. For the integer value. For float, this is F. Okay, one more thing I also want you to learn here in the Cucumber. This is just a simple code. You are using URL, and this one. Now you want to use data-driven approach. You want to use different search terms with one feature file. Suppose I'm using this scenario with multiple search terms. First I am using Cucumber, then I am using World War, then I am using my name, different kinds of search terms with a single scenario. So is it possible with the Cucumber? Yes, it is possible. How it is possible? I need to convert this feature file, this scenario into scenario outline. So I can use scenario outline, and at the end I need to use example. With example, I need to define, suppose this is search term, I need to use left and right arrow, and inside that I can give any text. So this text can become here term, and then the values I'm giving here Cucumber, then I'm giving my name, then I can give World War. So you can see this scenario will be executed for 4 times, one for term, sorry, one for Cucumber, 3 times, one for Cucumber, second for prevent, and third for World War. The same scenario. because I have overloaded this outline with the multiple data. So this is also possible with the Cucumber. So when I run it, so firstly I need to remove this tag. I can run this. So you can see the same scenario would be executed 3 times. Why? Because I have used this system as a variable. So you can use the same thing here as well, because here I am using the text. This is the text which I am entering. Both are same, so I can use this here as well. Someone is asking, can we open 3 session for 3 search? Manish, I don't understand. What do you mean by 3 sessions? 3 windows. Okay. Yeah. Why it opened 3 sessions, 3 windows? Because I am using before annotation here. Before annotation, before annotation will be executed for each scenario. When I'm talking about scenario outline, it will be behaving as a separate scenarios. Like I'm creating a different data for the single scenario. So this means there are 3 scenarios. So the Cucumber will be treated this one as a 3 scenario. So scenario means each and every before and after will be executed before one scenario, and then after, then before and then another scenario, then after, then again before will be executed, then the third scenario will be executed, and then the after will be executed. So if you want to run that everything in one session, so you don't need to use before here. You can use this one inside the given. Okay, so now I can explain you Maven approach. Variables in the code I have already covered. So yeah, so I can tell you the Lakshmi asking for the Maven approach. Maven approach basically when we are creating a project, the new project, other, then I'm searching for Maven. This is Maven project. When you're creating a Maven project, it create the pom.xml file by default. So when I open pom.xml file, it's showing me dependencies. So why I'm using dependency here? Because every time there is a new build for the jar file, we need to go to Google and search the jar file and download the jar file and build the jar file to our project, and then this will work. if sometimes there's new version for the jar file, then you need to download the new version and delete the previous version, and then again need to build it. But in the POM approach, you just need to mention the dependency. So it will automatically go to this maven.org site and download the jar file and paste it inside Maven dependencies folder in your project. Okay. Sujana is asking, we can use this for SE too. SE means what, Sujana? Okay. Yeah, you can use this Selenium for this. Yeah, you can use this. This is basically a framework. So you can use this framework for Appium as well and for Selenium as well. Yeah, so in Maven, we can just define. So here you can see when I'm defining JUnit 4.10, it will go to maven.org site and fetch that jar file from that Maven site and paste the jar file inside the Maven dependencies folder. This one. When I change this one to 4.11, it will remove 4.10 here and download the new dependency jar file uh, from uh, from maven.org site and paste the jar file inside the Maven dependencies folder. Okay, somebody is asking that where Cucumber can be effectively used, application or industry. Yeah, Cucumber basically you can use as a testing framework. Like previously, we have used a page object model approach. We have used a test ng approach. So similarly, we can use a Cucumber as a testing approach. If someone is asking you to implement behavior driven development approach for the test cases, so you have to believe, if you are using the Java, you have to believe Cucumber to create a BDD approach. Okay, guys. So I think we can wrap up for today. So the same time we will start uh, tomorrow. Tomorrow same time. If you have guys any questions, you can ask me. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Madhu will.
Brother, I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Could I ask you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said this JUnit will be fetched from some other site. Is it safe to use in the test cases?
Yeah. Basically, this is the official side of Maven. If you are using a Maven approach, this is
Okay.
Apache side. So Apache is very popular
Okay.
site. So it's I mean it's safe.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So Manish is asking that will you help us for setup if there are any issues? Yeah, yeah. I'll help you. I mean, if there is any issue, I will help you out. I'll also share this framework, the sample framework with you all, and also the recording. Madhu will share all these things because he has the email ID, all of you, and he will share you the project and as well as the recording. Thank you guys. We will meet you tomorrow. Please join before 10 minutes so that we can start on the time. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.